Hello everyone and welcome back to round 4 of our F2 2022 Teo Porcher career mode, where today we return for the Spanish GP. Yes, if you missed out on the last video that went live from Imola, of course, last weekend, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. Championship is certainly heating up. We seem to have found our main rival in real-life 2022 champion Felipe Drugovich, 10 points back as we head into the Spanish GP this weekend. We've got 23 points over Callan Williams behind there with Chembolok Bassi in P4. But yeah, so far so good for us. Of course, if you're new around here as well, a massive thank you to everyone for the insane and continued support on the channel. We're getting very, very close to 90k at the moment. But if you're not already, please do make sure you click that subscribe button as well, trying to hit 100k by the end of the year. But yeah, Barcelona, round 4 of the year, of course, a much higher downforce circuit than a lot of the venues we've been to so far. Let's wait and see how this one goes. Let's get into it here from Spain. Formula 1 is finally back in 2022, and now you can rep your favourite teams. Of course, using the F1 store, every team now has merch lineups available, whether you're an Aston Martin fan, a Williams fan, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, the choice is completely up to you. But yeah, check out the F1 merch store down below for all the official releases from all of the teams. And of course, as always, if you use our links as well, you massively help support the channel. So yeah, give it a look and see if there's anything you like. Right, well, here we are then, back at Barcelona then, round 4 of the year here in the F2 career mode. And yeah, really not too sure just how much downforce we're going to need this weekend in our ART Grand Prix car. But yeah, so far still enjoying the F2 cars on F1 22. Of course, I've been doing some league racing over on my second channel as well. If you've missed that, I would highly recommend going and checking it out. But yeah, we've got to try and get a pole position on the board this year. We've been agonisingly close in the last couple of Grand Prix. Will Barcelona be any better? Only time will tell, but sweat mode is going to have to be engaged. Around in the final corner, it's not quite going to be pole position, but are we going to be able to stay nestled inside the top 10? We do stay 10th place there, which is going to be pole position then for the second time this year, of course, with the reverse grid. Not quite what I wanted, but we'll absolutely take it.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3.
For sure, do it, and Felipe Drugovich.
With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the feature race tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, there we go then, qualifying done here from Barcelona, and Richard Verschoor picks himself up 2 bonus points for his troubles. The young Dutchman there, just 1/100th of a second clear of Jack Doohan. Felipe Drugovich P3 ahead of Dennis Hauger, Logan Sargent and Jake Hughes there with both high-techs, Clement Novalak and ourselves rounding out the top 10, but less than 2/10 away from pole position there, and it only is good enough for P10. Fred Vesti 4/10 away, finds himself down in P20. We've got a lot of racing to do though this weekend. Let's get into the sprint here, starting from pole. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
Welcome to the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. This circuit has seen some exciting racing over the last quarter century. The question is, which of the young drivers below will be the next to write a chapter of that illustrious history? It's 2.89 miles around the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya, 7 lefts and 9 rights that make up a total of 16 corners. Probably one of the best opportunities for overtaking is down the main straight and into the first turn. That's one of 2 DRS zones the drivers will be able to use this weekend. In commentary, I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined once again by 2012 GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi. Davide, I imagine you've been around this track countless times by now. Any tips for the drivers out there today?
Yeah, you're right. This is a track that has been in rotation for both Formula 1 and Formula 2 for years now. My advice is to watch your tires management. The track has a bumpy surface that can be very demanding on drivers and tires. Play it safe most of the way around, then look at the long straight into turn 1 for overtake opportunities.
Right, well here we are then on the grid. We've got a clean view of the run down towards turn 1 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. In terms of course strategy, it's going to be dry all race long there, which is certainly ideal for ourselves. 13 laps ahead of us in this sprint race today. And yeah, I was quite happy actually with the downforce levels in qualifying. We definitely lacking a little bit of top end speed, but we made up a lot of time through the third and final sector on our qualifying run. We've got our big championship rival, his teammate, sorry I should say, Clement Novalak, alongside us on the front row. But yeah, starting from pole for the second time this year. Of course, we ended up P10 in qualifying in Bahrain and were able to win that race after a good late race battle with Yuri Vips. Maybe the same will happen today as the Estonian finds himself P3. Well, we're around in the final corner then, about to line up on the grid here for the F2 Spanish Grand Prix. And clearly Clement Novalak wants to get quite friendly with me there. He didn't even take me out to dinner first, but there we go. Just Clement Novalak things, I suppose. Got to try and build up a little bit of heat in the rear tyres as we wait for the final few cars to sneak their way out of the final chicane. Perfect lineup then, 0.2 metres out is pretty much all you can get, if I remember correctly, on F1 22. But yeah, just waiting on those last few cars then. I think we got Ralph Bosch on at the rear of the field, and let's see if we can get a good clean start then for the huge run down towards turn 1 here in Spain. Just waiting on those last couple of cars. Here we go then, 5 red lights on the grid here at Barcelona. Can we get a good start? Oh, very long hold there. Almost dropped the clutch early. And the answer is no. Tiny bit of wheel spin in second gear that we had to correct there by just dipping out of the throttle. And Clement Novalak will say thank you very much on the run down towards turn 1. We've got both high-tech cars as well trying to look for it. So there's plenty of contact. Clement Novalak a little bit all over the road through turn 1 and turn 2 there. And here comes Marcus Armstrong having a look up the inside through the long flowing turn 3. Luckily we'll have the grip around the outside of the Kiwi driver there. We will hang on to P2 then early on in this race. Looks like Yuri Vips has gone backwards off the start there. Jake Hughes moving up the order. So is Logan Sargent there side by side with Yuri Vips through the next couple of turns. So again, Marcus Armstrong clearly wants to try and shuffle his way towards the front early on in this race. Only 13 laps ahead of us and around Barcelona. That is not long at all as we head our way through the very difficult turn 8 there. Of course, got to be so careful of that curbing on the outside now. Much easier to loop the car around. If you hit that curb, you're basically on a one-way ticket to the back end, overtaking the front. Just down in towards the final sector of this opening lap. Things have been fairly calm for the most part. As soon as I say that, big snap of oversteer, and again back end trying to overtake the front. really trying to overtake the front as we head through the final couple of corners. Sorry, apologies to Marcus Armstrong having to get out of the throttle behind us, and Jake Hughes, by the looks of it, will say thank you very much and move up into P2 then, sorry, P3 of this race. But at the end of lap 1 then, Clement Novalak has been able to break free at the front of the field there with a 1:35.0, 1.5 seconds clear, and we might be under some pressure from the Van Amersfoort car behind. Well, I've got no idea what they put on Clement Novalak's cereal this morning, but he is absolutely flying at the front of the field. But we are struggling and under a lot of pressure from Jake Hughes behind as we head through the final couple of turns of lap 2. Let's wait and see and try and get a good run out of the final corner, because of course once the DRS has been enabled, we're going to have none to defend ourselves. And of course we're already down on pace down the straight, 1:30.9. Still a long way off Clement Novalak, but definitely quicker through sector 3 as Jake Hughes, yeah, we can't get within the DRS range. He's certainly going to be able to apply some pressure as I keep, whoa, using the F1 lines, and that is not the F1 line. Through turn 2 there, big wobble as Jake Hughes going to try and brave it around the outside there as we head through turn 3. We are all over the road early on here, just trying to adjust and adapt to the different braking marks in these cars there. We'll hang Hughes out to dry off the next corner there. He's going to be left battling with Marcus Armstrong, but Clement Novalak at the front of the field is just waving goodbye. There we go, Clement Novalak, another 1:30.4 there, a second gain that time round, as we'll see what top end speed Jake Hughes has got over us as we head back down towards turn 1. He's definitely got a big straight line speed advantage, but I mean, yeah, if we can build up sort of 6/10 of a gap through the final couple of turns, which we certainly should be able to because of how much extra downforce we've got, it certainly seems like this is possible. And now we've finally got these hard tyres up to scrub, maybe now the tables can turn. We can try and take a bit of time at Novalak at the front there as purple first sector, probably our weakest sector on the lap. That's a good sign. These F2 cars are so fun to drive when you get them hooked up there. And there we go, new fast lap of the day with Jake Hughes going even faster behind us. So Clement Novalak now, the gap's starting just to come the right way, but we've only got 9 laps to go of this sprint race, and 3 seconds in identical machinery is not easy to overhaul. But yeah, we can try and keep dragging Jake Hughes a little bit up there as well. As again, just see the back end tends to bottom out a little bit, just jumps around underneath you through turn 3, and that really does unsettle you right away through the corner. But we're hanging on. We are really just literally hanging on to the car. Oh, there we go, first lap in the 29s. See, we are just breaking a little bit away from Jake Hughes. He'll probably hang around in the DRS for the next few laps at the very least, unless we absolutely nail it. But yeah, we've just got to try and focus on the MP Motorsport car in front. Of course, big constructors battle going on with MP as well, so have got to be careful there, as that's the line you want through turn 3. Really open up the corner as best as possible, lean on all the downforce we've packed on to this ART. I think we might have yellow flags out for someone as we head through the final couple of corners. I think it is Marina Sato in the UNI Virtuosi, if I'm not mistaken. Jack Doohan's teammate out of the race there, just 6 laps in. You, sir, have been mecha-chromed. It's a common meme in this game, but it's sadly a common meme for real F2 drivers as well, as Jake Hughes a little bit closer that time round. Still, we push on. I think the real pace of a lot of drivers is now starting to show themselves, and Clement Novalak might have been at the right place at the right time early on, but look at that again! Going even faster. 29.7 this time around. The gap to Novalak under 2 seconds for the first time since very, very early on in this Grand Prix. I'm going to say it, this race is not over. Oh, there we go, we broke out the DRS of Jake Hughes behind, so he'd be under some pressure from those high-techs between now and the end of the race. 4 laps to go, another fastest lap though of the day. 1.3 now the gap to Novalak. It's been a battle of the brains so far, really. Haven't had much on-track battling after the first couple of laps, but this could be heating up into something quite special. Oh, inside the DRS now, Clement Novalak. 4 laps to go here from Barcelona. Another fastest lap of the day. I feel like I just keep saying the same thing over and over each time when we cross the line, but yeah, we're taking good time out of him, but we don't have much extra top end speed down the straights. It's going to require a lot of work to find a way through. What's weird is I've often found, even in league racing so far in these F2 cars, I seem to come on strong towards the end of a Grand Prix, so I don't know whether it's just the tyre wear or what. But yeah, I seem to struggle to really fire the tyres up early on, but later on in the race, I do seem to get quicker and quicker as things go on there. Once again, inside the wheel tracks of Clement Novalak as we race back down towards turn 1, but we are not gaining much into that first corner, and lines like that are not going to help me, and short shifts like that are not going to do me any favours either. Not want to start bottling it late on. We want to really see if we can push our fellow Frenchman, I mean ideally into an error, because I'm struggling to see a way we're going to work ourselves round him. Trying to just experiment with some different lines through the final couple of corners to make sure we've got as much downforce as possible to help us through those twisty parts of the circuit. But Jake Hughes under increasing pressure from those high techs behind him. Look how little we gain on Novalak as we head back down towards turn 1. We are definitely gaining, but it is not by much. I mean, turn 1 is not a corner where you can really sort of send it on the car in front of you from a long way back, unless you've got a huge amount of overspeed, which we certainly do not at the moment there. Chuck the car through turn 3, lean on the AstroTurf around the outside of the venue. You can see there are some corners where Novalak able just to tip the car in a little bit more aggressively, but then there are certainly others where we have just got a bit more confidence there. The difference between the ART and the MP Motorsport setups really are becoming quite clear towards the end of this race as we head down the hill in towards turn 8 for the penultimate time there. Avoid that curb. That curb will absolutely ruin your day if you give it any chances there. Through turn 9, Capure corner. Just ran a little bit wide that time round, but luckily didn't run all four wheels off the circuit. You can just see into this final sector there. That was very, very wide actually. Back end that squirrels around as we get on the marbles and then up through the final couple of turns of the penultimate lap. Where are we going to try and find a way around Clement Novalak? Just one lap to go here of this F2 sprint race from Barcelona. Are we going to be able to get a run out of the final corner? Are we going to be able to put the power down, really attack the curbs there? Very, very brave this time around to keep the foot fully pinned. We're gaining on Clement Novalak as we head back down towards turn 1 there, but the MP Motorsport driver, he's going to go defensive on me to the outside of our fellow Frenchman in towards turn 1 there, but Novalak having none of it, parks the bus through turn 1 there, fires the car into the corner, and we just did not have the confidence to try and hook it up round the outside there, but we do get a good run through turn 3 here, Hamilton-Rosberg style, as we head up the hill. We'll bait the move to the inside to see if we can try and force an error out of Clement there, but it's not happening as we head down through the final couple of corners of this the final lap, sorry, I should say. It's MP Motorsport versus ART. Jake Hughes, by the looks of it, has lost the place to Marcus Armstrong behind, so if something was to happen between us two, it would now be Armstrong that could potentially pick up the scraps here. But are we going to be able to find anything as we head through Capure corner for the final time there? Really brave, throw the car over the curb and activate the DRS. Will gain a little bit more as we head down the straight as our Clement Novalak. Very, very early on the brakes there. We'll have to avoid him and run very, very wide through the corner, but somehow we both keep the car pointing in the right direction there. No contact between us as we head up the hill. We are giving it absolutely everything on this final lap of the race there. Can we have a look up the inside? No! Clement Novalak just closes the door there. He had enough confidence to turn in and round in the final corner. We've pushed him to the flag, but it will be Novalak who gets his first win of the year on the board, and we only take P2.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And that brings to an end another great race. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out of everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Theo Pourchaire. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of the tire race, and he showed that today.
On to the teams then. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, Hi-Tech GP's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Well, there we are then. Clement Novalak, his first win in FIA Formula 2 there, and what a way to do it. 3/10 the gap at the checkered flag there. But GG's to our fellow Frenchman. He really did give it a good run right the way through right there. Marcus Armstrong, Yuri Vips bring home big points for Hi-Tech just behind us there, ahead of Jake Hughes, Logan Sargent, Dennis Hauger, Enzo Fittipaldi there, and Felipe Drogovic actually lost a place from where he started on the grid there, down in P9 come the checkered flag, so the gap at the top has certainly come down with those race results there. Further down the order, I don't think there were any too many major surprises. I guess Ayumu Iwasa, 18th to 13th there, a very good job done by him. Ralph Boschung last to 18th as well is okay, I suppose. And yeah, just Sato, of course, who didn't make it to the flag there. Championship-wise, 1 point. Now the gap between myself and Felipe Drogovic as we head into the feature race tomorrow. But of course, he's going to be starting a lot higher up the grid than myself there. So Drogovic will more than likely open up his championship lead once again there. Callum Williams still P3 ahead of Jem Bollock-Bassi in 4th there. Further down the order, Clement Novalak jumps up into P13 with that big haul of points there. Jumps Cordial, Vips and Vershaw there. Marcus Armstrong and Jake Hughes get their first points of the year. Means that it is now just Roy Nassani and Ralph Boschung yet to score after the opening 9 races of the campaign. And to be honest, I'm not expecting either of them to score. Sorry, 7 races of the campaign. Constructors-wise, though, we are still at the top of the table, but 2 points between ourselves and MP Motorsport after they make a 1-point gain this weekend. Hi-Tech with their double points will jump Van Amersfoort up into P10, so plenty still to fight for in the Constructors' Championship as well. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will return tomorrow with the feature race here from Barcelona. You guys do not want to miss that. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.